Are we live? What is going on, everyone? Happy Monday. It's a very exciting Monday, one of the most exciting Mondays of my entire life. The Kansas City Chiefs are Super Bowl champions.
Yeah!
It's not working. I had the whole tomahawk chop ready to go, and now, oh, I know what it is. Hold on. Courtney's doing this out of pure. We also went with the black look today as well too.
We did. We're matching.
So that's good. So as you can tell, I'm very excited about the Chiefs win. It was a historic win. Patrick Mahomes is the man.
Yes. East Texas, shout out.
East Texas, shout out to, what was that high school you guys went to?
White House High School.
White House.
Population 5,000.
But it's like a prep school, though, right?
No, public school.
Oh, I thought it was like a high-end prep school. No.
Wouldn't go that far.
No, but it was like a good school.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it was a great game. I was a little late to work today, so you guys got to tell Jake to forgive me.
I was not late. I woke up and was just God. I had 15 White Claws. White Claws are because I'm allergic to gluten, so for me, White Claws are such a better alternative to cider because I used to just pound ciders.
It's heavy, they're not heavy like ciders. You can spice it up too, add some raspberries in it or some lime, some ice.
That's very fancy. So what's going on, everyone? So today we're going to talk LinkedIn strategies. We're going to be doing a follow-on session here in a couple weeks with Andreas. Andreas is our tech partner. But we've got the tech, the details pulled up on the data, which is all that really matters. Where, look, for those of you that don't know, we have a whole group that Courtney heads up. We have, 5 people in that group called Digital Presence. And so in that group, we're working with individual sales reps, executives, organizations, helping them with their complete digital strategy. Whereas just if you're in B2B, LinkedIn is the core component of it. But, so Courtney gets a chance to talk to, 20 different clients every single week, individuals, etc. So she can talk just as much about the data as Andreas. And so we've got a ton of questions. And did you drop all the questions in here, Kara? From the post? Yeah. Okay, just double check in the LinkedIn Live, and Courtney Johnson's the one that I'm in. So what we're going to do is a ton of AMA. People have a lot of questions about what works on LinkedIn, what doesn't work on LinkedIn, what does the data say works. And so I think what might be helpful, do you want to tell people what have we learned about the algorithm? Let's say, and maybe even just talking about changes that you've seen. And look, let's be very clear here. We don't know 100%. All we do is put out thousands of posts between ourselves and our clients every month, and we just look at what works and what doesn't. And we talk to LinkedIn, and she reads the dev notes. So this isn't 100% foolproof, but we post a lot of stuff. And so what do you think are the biggest trends that people need to know about that might even seem counterintuitive that we found over the last bit?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. A lot of this does seem counterintuitive. When we talk to clients and give them recommendations, a lot of times they're a little hesitant at first.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not what you do on other platforms.
What are some of those? What are the big ones that stand out?
Yeah. So one is how you format your content. Totally different than any other platform. You can't treat LinkedIn like a social media platform. It's really like a 24/7 networking party. So formatting content, I love it. Not putting links in your body, that's going to totally kill your post and kill your reach.
Yeah.
That sends people off the platform.
What about LinkedIn links? What about, have we analyzed, and I don't know, we may or may not have this, because I think I'm under the impression, right, that, what if you post your article native on LinkedIn?
Yeah, that's fine. You can repost a LinkedIn article too, or LinkedIn news, repost a video, a LinkedIn Live, any of that stuff, it's fine because it keeps people on the platform. Right. But typically we're seeing that text-based posts rank highest, which is, again, counterintuitive to other platforms. You think you need flashy, high-produced videos and photography, and although that's good for brand building, you can succeed on LinkedIn with just text-based posts. Sounds crazy, but it works.
I think that's key for a lot of people, too, that are nervous about getting started. I think that's why it's just so simple to do it. It's don't worry about all this other stuff, like just post text-based only post. And you know, from last year, like from our clients, like, have you ever seen a video? Like, have we like ever seen a video or, you know, like in like the top 5 or 10 even?
No.
Yeah.
So we analyzed all of our clients' 2019 data, analyzed yours, mine, everyone on our team. Top 10 posts across the board for every client, none were videos.
Yeah.
And videos get good engagement. I think they really allow you to connect with your audience on a different level and can further explain a concept. They're great to share, send out to your clients, prospects. Yeah. But if you're just trying to game the algorithm and you want an easy start, you don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, but you do bring up a really good point, right? Like this is, so when I met with Gary Vaynerchuk, like, what was it, a little over a year ago, we had this conversation too. And his advice to me though was, don't just pander to the algorithm, like do what's best to develop audience, right? And so there's times when you want to get likes and engagement, and it's why you look at like other like talking heads, they only do text posts because they figured it out. One, it's really easy, they can schedule them all on Sundays and hit, you know, schedule. And then 2, the algorithm over rewards it. But I think his point is like, look, if you're trying to build audience, they need to see you. They want to interact with you. Like, that's why we do these LinkedIn Lives. Like, you get a chance to know me and you get a chance to see what I'm about. So when you read my post, like, you have context as opposed to
play.
That's right. And so I would just encourage everyone, although the algorithm says that text posts will perform, at least for us, it's historically performed better. Don't just pander to the algorithm, right? Yeah. You need to develop, like, you got to think about, you're trying to develop audience here. You're not just trying to be the most popular person on LinkedIn with one post.
It's funny too, because I'll post a video and my followers will call me out and say, Courtney, why are you posting a video? You said videos don't perform as well. I'm like, okay, I appreciate you calling me out.
That's right.
But there's like 20, 30 different key things we try to hit in every post. If you're hitting 15 of those 20 that pander to the algorithm, you're good. If you're hitting half of them, you're good. You don't necessarily need to be maxing out on every single thing all the time, but the more you can get there, the higher that post or piece of content is gonna perform. And we've seen the results. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. So so I think that's it. So mix up your content, but just understand that you might not like the results all the time, but that's okay, because again, you're trying to create like affinity with your audience. So all right, so we've got some questions. So everyone, if this is your first LinkedIn Live with me, right, or your first LinkedIn Live ever or whatever, make sure to hit the like button when Courtney says something enlightening. She's really the star, or the clap. She likes the clap, so make sure to give her lots of claps.
Or the light bulb, or the heart.
Anything but the like button? Is that what it is?
The like is it's overdone. So I like the cool ones.
All right, so give a like, and then again, I see a lot of you are already in here dropping questions. Love it. Let's keep it rolling here. I don't know why I just censored myself there. So let's see what we've got here on the LinkedIn questions.
I like this one. I think we can probably both answer this one.
All right, let's do it.
Alex Smith asks, what posts have you done recently that surprised you with the engagement they got, and why do you think they did well?
Well, that's a good one. By the way, Alex, I appreciate it. I appreciate your comment above. Congrats. Great to see Andy Reid. You know what? I'm also feeling very happy for Andy today, too. But I think this is just the beginning. I think the Chiefs are just getting started.
Yeah.
I mean, just think, we were just one coin flip away from the Super Bowl last year. We just won it this year after coming down back by 10 points down in every playoff game. Like, I'm feeling good. I don't want to say the word dynasty, but hey, Patriots, watch out. Kansas City might be up next. Posts that have recently surprised you with engagement. I'll tell you one that to me, the one that stands out in recent memory was that post that I did about travel. Yeah. I did a post about just don't act like people. One, I don't understand why people in first class are always so pissed. Like, why are when you walk by first class people, they all look so pissed. I've never understood. Like, look, when I sit in first, I'm feeling good. Like, I just got upgraded. Like, ooh, I'm in first class. I'm smiling at people. Maybe they feel ashamed too. They're like, don't look like I'm that.
Maybe they're just too cool.
And I feel like it was a post just about like, but I think what it did is like, people are like, I can totally relate to that. Like, I don't like to travel. So I talked also about like, just traveling in general, like help people with their bags. Like, just let the 3 people go from the aisle behind you if they're like that big of a hurry. And so I think it resonated. But I think that's probably the biggest thing that stood out to me is that.
That one is one you kind of wrote on the fly too. It's funny because sometimes we'll put hours and hours into a piece of content. It's like, Other times, you throw something out there and it's really meaningful. But I think one for me is I've been doing a lot of questions lately.
Yeah.
Like today I asked what my audience's favorite commercial from the Super Bowl yesterday was. And that really starts dialogue in the comments, which does really well. So I've been just one line of text, one question posts have been surprisingly doing well for me lately.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people get nervous about those posts too, especially if they don't have a big follower account, because basically they'll like end up like not doing so well, and that's okay. Like you're kind of, you need to test your audience too. Like, man, is my audience like actually engaged or not? Because like that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for like an engaged audience.
Yeah.
You're not looking for, just someone who's doing that. So I think that's it. I'm trying to think like what else. Mm-hmm. What else? There's like some other posts. I'll think of some other ones, Alex. But
yeah, we actually just went through all of Jake's 2019 LinkedIn content.
Let's just share that.
Pulled out the top ones.
Can we share it?
Sure.
Hey, Kara, do you have my 2019? Don't share the whole thing.
No, just the top posts.
Yeah, just the top posts. Do you have that? Could you just create like a separate Google slide and make it public and share it in the comments? All right, cool. So we're gonna share you on all of my top posts in the data, and that's like. We're not making necessarily our posting decisions to pander the algorithm to get more likes. We're not really doing that candidly, really at all. What we are using the data to inform is how often should we be posting, when should we be posting. We kind of don't care about some of that stuff either. Yeah. I think that for our clients in particular, they need to get bigger audiences, right? And they need to get more and more engagement. They need more and more followers. And so I think that would be a good one. What are you seeing people do to increase their follower count? And follow-up question to you. This guy, he wasn't a big fan of my post over the weekend. But he said, why do you want more followers anyway? He's like, what's the point? So maybe that's first.
Yeah.
So step one is, why does more followers matter, or should it matter? And two, what can you do to increase your follower count?
Well, why it matters, I mean, just the opportunities that come out of this, like LinkedIn especially, is crazy. Like I said, we try to think of it as a networking party. So if you're doing it well, you're going to get leads, you're going to get job opportunities, you're going to make connections for partnership you would have never had before.
Right. And you never know.
You never know. And it's really just opening yourself up to making new connections in business that we haven't had a platform for this before. So it's an amazing opportunity. And then, of course, by growing your audience, you can also share your value with a ton of people. And that makes it worth it for me when someone comments, wow, I made this change, and look at the results I got. I'm like, cool, I'm helping people.
That's right. Yeah, well, it's interesting. So let's dive in. So Barry Hind, I think that's how you pronounce it. Barry, what's going on, man? Barry says, isn't followers just a vanity metric? But I think that's a valid question. Maybe there's a time when I probably felt something similar where, I don't know, I think this also, as humans, are predisposed to be if someone's trying, if we see someone's trying to do something, we're immediately what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? So
it is a vanity metric if it's not producing results for you. So if you have 100,000, all these big, CEOs and business tycoons have millions of followers on LinkedIn, and they're getting
no engagement.
10 engagement.
No engagement.
It's nothing. So it's much better to have 1,000 followers of a really strong connected audience than millions that isn't gonna participate.
But why did so maybe let's try to distill it. So why does it matter? So why should, to Barry's maybe counterpoint, and I'll give my 2 cents too. Yeah. How does it become not a vanity metric? Mm-hmm. I care that my follower count's going up, not because I'm ooh, I've got 35,000 followers on LinkedIn. I care about it, and I'll just go ahead and give my 2 cents first. Because to your point, it's more people. And there's another thing to understand, Barry, with LinkedIn. And by the way, I know a lot of you probably on this, we've got 100-something people on this now. I know a lot of you probably feel the same way. Is follower count vanity? And my answer is no. And because I want amplification of my message. Mm-hmm. And you can't get your message amplified if you don't have more followers. And the reason, I'll give you the final reason, is LinkedIn is the only platform where if somebody likes or comments on your post, it shows up in their activity feed. So think about it like that. Therefore, if I have 20,000 followers, right, and I get, let's say I have 2,000 followers, and I get 20 of them to like or comment on a post of mine, right, on whatever topic is relevant. That means now that it went to their network, and now their network have 2,000. So that one post actually got in front of 40,000 potential people because I had 2,000 followers. So that's why, I mean, candidly, Barry, it's not for the accolades. It's really for the, like, I sliced my finger up. If you wonder what I'm saying. I made a 16-pound brisket. I should go to my Instagram. You can check out Jake_Dunlap_. Make sure to follow me. I posted pictures. It was the best brisket, period. Wow. It was.
I was impressed by the last time you ate.
Disgusting. It was so good. Like, good disgusting, not like bad disgusting. I was very proud of myself how it turned out, by the way. In case you can't.
Kudos. Well, yeah, I mean.
Okay, so that's why follower accounts matter.
Yeah, it matters, but also you can LinkedIn's the only platform that you can exactly target your content to who your audience is, right? If you
You're
have
not bullshit followers, right? Yeah. It's like you sell to VPs of operations, like your followers are VPs of operations, like right. That's a good thing.
Go connect with 200 VPs of ops today, post something that directly talks to them tomorrow, and they're all going to see it.
That's right. And
it's crazy how effective it is.
Yeah, I think someone was asking, maybe it was, let me see, someone had a follow-up here, which is like, Chris, what's up, Chris? Chris Rangel, yeah. Big thank you to you, man. I really appreciate it. I know you tune into all of these. You always leave comments. I just want to say thank you to you. I really do appreciate it, man. This is really pretty basic. Court, I know you've got some other strategies too that you can talk about. With our clients, what a lot of the work we do is like, one, invest in LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I know it's an expense, etc. It is we don't get paid by LinkedIn Sales Navigator, right? So this is just it makes life easy. And literally, to Courtney's point, you just create a list called VPs of operations in companies over X size, right? And then maybe directors of operations. And then every single day or every morning, you just go connect. It kind of is like that, right? We're in the process of like working with a few different softwares, and we've got a couple like things in the works. Not a big fan of using bots because you'll always get flagged. Always, every single bot gets flagged. So we're trying to find some like creative workarounds. That guy texted me, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Huh?
I wouldn't recommend bots.
Bots, yeah. Because bots will work for a little bit. And they used to work before now LinkedIn realizes there's all these like connect bots. So dude, I just think just sales nav, run a list. It takes like 5 minutes in the morning to just go hit connect like 25 times.
Yeah,
and
don't add a message. It saves so much time.
Yeah, that's a whole other.
It's a whole other thing, but we've also measured connection rate. Just if you add a message versus don't. Not adding a message, it's totally fine. Like we've seen that as long as you frame your profile and your headline to a little bit more of how you can help your audience, not how you're trying to sell them, that typically will increase your connection acceptance rate more than just adding a message.
Yeah, and we've gotten a ton of details, and I wish Andreas was here. So a lot of people responded to the 3% increase in connection rate. And so here's what I want to say about connection requests. Part of the reason that percentage of delta is so low is that a lot of people send really bad connection requests. Like for me, if you want the quickest way for me to not, I accept everybody except the people that send me a personalized connection request that says, thank you, Jake. As a leader, I really enjoy making meaningful connections because I know as soon as I connect with you, you're going to DM me. I know it because I've done it 800 times and you're going to hit me up. So I deny you. So, but on the flip side, if you send something like, hey, Jake, I checked out your Instagram. I'm also into barbecue and I did this. I'd love to connect and learn from you professionally. Cash money all day. But here's the thing. I also connect with everybody else too. So there's a woman who works for Keenan. If you guys know Keenan, he's a sales guy. A woman who works on his team who had kind of combated this like 3% stat. And then she went and tested it. And she's like, oh my God. She's like, you're right. And so I'm just saying, look, just test it. The next 100 people you connect with. And look, to me, it's all about speed. I can connect with 100 people in 17 minutes and see what my connection percentage is. Or I can take 5 times 100, 500 minutes. That's pretty basic now. 500 minutes to connect with all these other people. And if your delta is an extra, your results by 200%. Who gives it? Like, you just lost all that time. You lost 2 days worth of time. So that is our advice.
Yeah, I actually got a connection request yesterday with a message that said, "Hello, insert name here." And I was like, that's not my name. I'm like, you can't, they're just copying and pasting and not even replacing the name.
Yeah. So Brad's got a good one. I'll let you take this one. So Brad Snow, this is an awesome question. I'm sure a lot of people are thinking this. What are the limitations on number of connections that you can make daily? I've gotten flagged and I have Navigator.
Yeah, I've gotten flagged too. Typically, those flags aren't bad. If you hit around 150 in one day, it'll say, whoa, you're going too fast, slow down or something. That's fine. I typically will recommend around 100 a day. That way you're not getting up to that limit, but you're still trying to max out.
Yeah, and then the other thing to know too is you have to start to unconnect requests. So that what LinkedIn looks at, so LinkedIn has an algorithm around this. It's not like a set number daily. Right, I'm right on this, right?
Yeah.
So the algorithm basically looks at a few things. It looks at the speed at which you're connecting with people, like to see if you're a bot, one. Two, it looks at the number of outstanding connection requests that you have that have been unanswered. Mm-hmm. So make sure that whenever you're connecting, go back. So Brad, this might be for you, man, if you've been doing this a lot. What I want you to do is go back, and what you can do is when you click on your connections, you'll also see a little thing that says pending connections. Dude, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Go unconnect with like that. Because I'm guessing, man, if you've been doing this, you might have 1,000-something people in there.
If they're like a month or 2 months old.
Yeah, exactly. So
you'll have a lot, But speaking of audience building, I love this question. I got to answer it from Nate. He says, what do you think about the LinkedIn posts that say, the best way to grow the network, like this post and comment? Oh my gosh, those are so annoying. Have you seen those?
What?
They're like this post, comment, everyone needs to follow everyone in the comments and share it or something. It was cool at first, the first two times I saw it.
That was like the Twitter
and now
play.
It's like way overplayed.
That was the Twitter play, right? Like Twitter, like that's how people grew their Twitter followings, right? Is they would like, there was like a like or like follow for follow, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
I mean, that's all you're seeing is like LinkedIn's maturing as a platform where people are like, you know, they're trying to, dude, we're basically just running. It's the same reason why like the emotional videos that used to play on Instagram in 2016 that they play on LinkedIn. Like when I see that actually disgusts me because there's a very low likelihood that they actually genuinely give a shit about the topic. They just know if they post a video about a soldier coming home for the first time and meeting his daughter, or a woman with one leg gets a prosthetic, and you just look at these people and that's all that they post. And then they claim that they're like LinkedIn influenced or whatever. Dude, you have no value. I'm calling you out right now. If all you do is post videos that are inspirational, you have no value, dude. Like if they're meaningful to you, if you were a veteran, if you feel it, then I love it. I love it 100%. But if you go and look at someone's feed and all they have is this random post, they're just doing it to pander. And I just can't get behind that. I can't get behind people not genuinely trying to like add value versus people who are just trying to pander to it. It really bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, we're not just trying to only game the algorithm to max out everything. Like, we're actually trying to produce results. Yeah. And through that, we have to give real value. We have to build a real audience.
All right. So, again, everyone, Courtney's been dropping a lot of knowledge. Make sure to hit the hand clap button, maybe the heart button, and then make sure to like or comment. So then your whole network sees it. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. No, just comment or tag some of your friends if you think it's helpful. Like, I appreciate you. I saw somebody did this.
Let's see. I got a good one.
Joseph did this. Joseph Kopser. Joseph, appreciate you tagging a few people in. Nora, Michael, hopefully you all had a chance to make it. So, all right, so we've gotten more questions streaming in. Hey, Kara, did you pull the questions off of the post that I did from Saturday? No, maybe it's the post from Friday then. It was Friday night. It was a Friday night post. That's what it was.
Well, while Kara finds those, I love this one from Phil. We've been talking about this a lot here. What do you think about sponsored ads versus native posts?
Whew. What do you mean?
That's a good one.
What is it?
Sponsored, like LinkedIn ads versus organic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's great. Why wouldn't you do it? Like, I'm a big fan of LinkedIn paid.
Yeah, LinkedIn paid is great. It's expensive. You have to know that. The targeting is really great. You can target, down to exactly who your audiences, but you can be doing that on organic as well. So starting with organic, and again, this is kind of what makes it unlike any other platform. Where on Instagram or Facebook, you can't get any
reach with organic.
Yeah, or paid is going to be mandatory on LinkedIn in like a year or two to get any reach. But right now is a very sweet spot for
That's going to be so fun. Like when all the influencers, people are like, "Oh my god, I'm not getting any likes or comments." Like it's gonna happen. Like I know it's gonna happen to me. It's gonna happen to all of us.
You got to build your audience before then.
That's right. So anyway, so that would be a good way to do that. Let's see. Hold on. Someone had a good question in here.
These are such good questions.
Alex, you asked to clarify personalization. Saw your recent post. Do you think that showing that you know the person matters, and what you think the message for a new connection? So again, Alex, our advice is, look, if it's a high value target, again, like you want to connect with the like high value, and don't try to make everyone high value because they're just not. I can see why people get a higher response rate. But again, it takes a lot of time to do it. So our advice on like the 80-20 rule here, maybe like 90-10, is to send no personalized message. None. Zero. Right? And again, Andreas, if he was on the LinkedIn Live right now, it's fine. Their data, and Shield, who's our tech partner, their data said it was a 3% increase in connection rate. Mm-hmm. So if it's increasing your odds by 3%, your higher likelihood, right? And that could be to 200. I don't know what the total could end up being. But versus the time that it takes, I just don't see the ROI. Again, high value target, I could totally get it, but I just don't see it, Alex. I would just not do it, man. I don't really see that.
Yeah, you got to test it out. I mean, a lot of people will ask us, what's the ideal time to post? How many people, like, should I have a request or not? Should I, post on Tuesdays or Fridays? Like, we can give recommendations based on the data we see, but this is why we implement our analytic platform for every single client individually, because it's going to be slightly different for everyone, depending on your industry, your message, who you are, your time zone, like where you are, what your job is. All of that plays into these recommendations. So you got to be analyzing your own data as well. And you have a starting point, but grow off of that starting point too.
Yeah, and again, like she just put in, so for all of you, if you want to see my top 2019 posts. So Kara, good job. Thank you for putting that in. So just check it out. Like you'll see like some themes in there. I mean, it's not rocket science. All right. Let's see here. So I thought I saw some other ones here. All right. Chad Jansen. What's up, Chad? Chad says, how do you organize all those connections, or does it matter? So for our clients, you're advising them. You're like, hey, connect with 50 people a day, whatever. How do you suggest they organize them? We talked about sales nav. That would be my vote, but
yeah. Well, make a list of however you're sectioning your ICP in sales nav. You can see a feed of what they're posting every day and interact with them. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily always matter. Again, this goes back to like who your audience is, why you're connecting with them. I use sales nav for those custom feeds, but I also just go through my normal feed and interact with people every day. But sales nav's the best.
Yeah, and another feature, Chad, that a lot of people just don't notice it on sales nav is posted in the last 30 days.
Yeah.
And so what I advise a lot of our clients, a lot of sales reps to do is just every morning, again, only like less than 2% of people post on LinkedIn. Right now, granted, our little bubble is a little more active than the layperson's bubble, but if every day, let's say you create these lead lists and you just go to post it in the last 30 days, there'll only be 1 or 2 new people. So if every day you're just paying attention to who posts, so I would argue you should organize it by like those types of people.
Yeah.
So what do you think the right connection, Alex, with another one? Don't want to steal all the questions. Just here's right connection message should be in comparison to personalization. No message.
Don't do a message.
No message. Do not send a message. Just click the little plus that's got like 2 little people. Just click connect. That's it.
Yeah. Again, what's going to increase your acceptance rate is your headline. So that's what's right under your name. So we have this example of, who do you think your audience is going to rather connect with? Like Jill Doe, she's enterprise sales at Workday.
Yeah.
Okay, that seems like they're going to like try to sell you. She may have a message about like maybe why you need to use Workday.
Right.
Second option is helping HR executives maximize retention through smart technology. Now that's someone is going to give you value. And just that headline change that's essentially the message in itself. Them just seeing, wow, this person could help me. This person's valuable to me.
Yeah, their headline. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, your connection request, your acceptance rates has a ton to do with how bad or how good your profile is. So I would highly suggest that you just take some time. What's mine? Like shaping the future of modern sales and marketing.
I would say action step today. Look at your headline and change it from account executive at wherever to I help target audience do goal through unique value prop. That's a really good formula to show value in your headline. They're going to see that when you connect with them.
All right, so Kara got all the questions over, so we've got some more. So we'll probably, we've got some time. We'll do another probably 5 or 6 questions. Again, everyone, if you have questions about what's working, what's not, we've talked about adding connection requests. We talked a little bit about kind of the content you should post. Feel free, take a look at that document that we just shared. You can just access it. You can see all my top posts. You'll find some themes in there. There's some basic themes about people like lists. Shocking, BuzzFeed built $1 billion advertising business on lists, right? I don't think there's anything in there that'll be too crazy for you, at least.
It's really interesting.
Okay. So Tim Perrick, this is maybe a flavor of the other question about the importance of followers. So he said, what's the objective? My connection list is bigger than your connection list, or perhaps it's just a case of testing the effectiveness of one LinkedIn post over another. Yeah, I think that was the guy who did that. So I think we've covered it a little bit. Again, Courtney said it, and I think I've said it a bunch. LinkedIn is a networking. Think of it. Don't think of LinkedIn as a social media site. Instead, what if I repositioned LinkedIn to you? And I said, what if LinkedIn was a virtual room where everyone was kind of in the room at different times? And you really thought of it like a networking event that was happening every single day. That is how you have to think about it. So my question is this. You're in business, you're in sales, or you're in marketing, or something that touches those worlds, right? Do you think that you have a higher likelihood of success if you go around and try to talk to everybody, or you try to guess based on a job title and this, if that person even wants to talk to you? My friends, the answer is very clear. It's the former. And so that's, for you, Tim, for anyone it's about, why wouldn't you go and talk to every single person? Go talk to them. That's all you're trying to do. And now with my posts, and the more people that I have that are following or connecting, so yeah, it is about my connection list is bigger than yours, because then I can reach more people.
I mean, going back to LinkedIn as a networking party, you wouldn't go to a networking happy hour and stand there and start screaming, I sell, HR tech, buy my HR tech, here's my code. Set up a meeting with me. No, you would have real conversations with people. You would ask them what they do. You would offer value, right? And we need to think of LinkedIn the same way. Yeah. You're giving value. You're having conversations. And that's another piece of this. Your audience isn't going to grow, and your content's not going to do well if you're not engaging with people daily. You have to engage. If you just post and ghost, what we call it, it's not going to get you far. Engagement is such a big part of this.
Yeah, and so Alex Harper said, it seems that people have spoken. You might want to rethink your approach on this. I too rarely accept requests without a conversation on here or without a note. Why not send a note? You don't give your cards to strangers without a 30-second pitch. First impressions still matter even on the internet. I'm sorry, Alexis, you're just wrong. I don't know how to tell you. Again, it's all about data. I don't give a shit. By the way, if the data said to send a personalized note and it only took 5 seconds, there's actually somebody who commented, Jake, I actually have one, a personalized note that I send. It's about the industry. And I think Kelly posted about this in the comments of this. Then send it. Yeah. If it's going, but the key is it easy and simple? It's all about time. I don't give a shit about the connection request. I don't care if you should do it or not do it. If a company that analyzes millions of connection requests a month says the data says not to personalize, I just don't do it. I follow the data. I'm not,
Test it yourself.
Exactly. All right. What data? Brian, again, we use Shield app. We have basically a managed service layer on top of it. Look, you can go back to, I did the post. Kara, can you copy and paste the post in there too? The post from Friday. So go, if you want to go deeper on this topic, you'll see there's a lot of debate about this. Like, again, it's just what the data says. I don't have a stake in this. Okay, so a couple other questions that we had come in. How many hours should someone invest per week on their LinkedIn strategy? Content creation, responding to comments. This is from James Mackey. What's going on, James? So like how like to just do okay at LinkedIn. Yeah. Like what if I'm like, look, I get it, Courtney, I see the value here. I'm busy. Yeah. We're all busy, right? What are the must-haves? Like what's a minimum time? Like what are like the must-haves that you have to do with like that minimal time?
Yeah. Well, you'll probably be surprised to hear how much time I spend on LinkedIn. Probably 15 minutes a day. I spend 10 minutes writing a post and like 5 minutes and some other times when I'm, on the bus going home or just other times of the day to interact and work on sending connections. But it's a lot easier over time. So I would say start off, just block 30 minutes on your calendar, write one LinkedIn post, add 100 people and interact with like 20 people. Easy way to start. It's going to take you like 30 minutes to start. That's going to, once you get the hang of it, once you start understanding like what your audience is responding to, once you start getting in the groove, it's going to take a lot less time. It really like seems overwhelming to a lot of people, but it's not.
Well, like I think that you said is it's consistent, and with a lot of our clients, and we had a meeting on this last week where we talked about how a lot of people are just nervous to post, and I think like kind of like one topic we haven't talked about is, look, putting yourself out there is not easy, especially if most people on social media are lurkers, right? We're likers and commenters. Well, not even commenters. We're, you know what I mean? Like, so I think it's, you got to get over that hump first. You got to decide, look, I think LinkedIn is a place. It's like a networking event. Yep. Are you going to make the first move and go and start talking to people or engaging them, or they have an open mic? Hey, does someone want to come up here and talk to this group of 1,000 people? You make a choice. You say, no, I don't want to talk to this group of 1,000 people, or you don't go talk to the group of 1,000 people. Like, that's a good nudge. Yeah. You can steal that.
I'll steal it.
Open mic night. But that's what it is. There's thousands of people, and there's an open mic. Yeah. Are you going to take the fucking open mic? Yeah.
And I get it. It's scary. But let me tell you.
I just trademarked that.
Once you start getting in the groove of things, once your audience starts responding, like, it's so worth it because you start to see the opportunities come out. But I will say that first initial maybe few weeks you're doing this is scary. You feel uncomfortable. You don't want to put yourself out there. It's hard. I get it. And it's like a universal human truth that stems from imposter syndrome of like, oh, I'm not an expert in this. How can I call myself an expert? But you have value to give and something that somebody else doesn't. So give that value to the world. If you're not, you're holding thousands or millions of people. I mean, almost 1 billion on LinkedIn now, 500 million. You're holding those people back from knowledge that you have, and that's a disservice to the world.
Yeah, and I think you're a good example of this too. Like if you guys, Courtney, like you had worked with LinkedIn in your previous roles. Yeah. In this role, though, obviously, like you went way deeper. And I think if you go back, like what I tell a lot of people is like just share your journey, share what you learn. Like that's all most of our knowledges in general is something that we learned from somebody else or a book or something, so just because you're early in your career, you haven't done it. I think you did a really good job, like just documenting kind of initially, and now that you're truly an expert in the space, like, I think a lot of people don't get hung up. Just share what you learn. Like when I talk to like a 22-year-old rep straight out of college and they'll DM me, I'm like, look, how many sales conversations did you have last week? Did you learn something on every single one? Yes. Just post that. Hey, if you're in operations, here are the top 2 things. Start asking that in your discovery conversation. Hey, so what are the top 2 trends that you're thinking about in 2020? It's a good, smart question. 1, 2. I'll just flip that in the LinkedIn post. Yeah. You don't have to be this original. I happen to like to write. Courtney happens to like to write. It helps. Don't get me wrong. I also don't mind doing video. Obviously, Courtney doesn't mind doing video. It helps, but again, look at a lot of the influencers. They are keyboard warriors. They're just typing, right? So you don't have to be the best writer. Just share what you know.
Also, reality check. If you're getting paid to do a thing, you are an expert. I don't care what industry you're in. Like, you're an expert to someone, right? People are like, oh, like, yes, I'm a SEO manager, but like, am I really an expert? Can I share this with people? Like, you get paid to share this with clients every day. Of course you're an expert. Of course you can share this. Don't be scared, share.
Yeah, so we got some good questions coming in here, like some other people asking. So Matt Millantoni, what's up? He also had some good advice about LinkedIn paid. So look up where he talked about using LinkedIn data for lookalike modeling. So you're saying personalized note does not lead to a higher connection rate. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I am saying actually the opposite. A personalized note does lead to an increase in connection rate. What I am saying though is the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Meaning, depending on how good your message is, maybe it's 200% better than nothing. Maybe it's 300%. And if that's the case, personalize all you want. But my point is time, right? And I think that's it. Like, if I really want to start a dialogue with somebody, sure, personalized note, I love it, yeah. Right? What I'm saying is, like, if you're trying to really truly have a thoughtful audience development strategy, you just don't have time to connect, right? Again, I could write 5 meaningful notes and get 5 people to connect with me, and that takes me like 15 minutes. Or I could connect with 100 people who are the same quality of people, same exact job title, same exact companies, and get 10 to connect with me. And then guess what? Maybe what I do is I go back to the 5 I really care about, then I send a personalized connection request. Maybe I unconnect request and then connect. So that's it, man. I hear what you're saying. I'm not.
If you have the time, sure.
Yeah.
Just it's hard to begin. I think time constraints is a big reason why people don't do this. So we're trying to give you tips on how to.
Yeah, dude. And you said, are we talking just getting connection of quality users at scale? Yeah. That's it, dude.
But you are giving them a message.
Their quality.
You're giving them a message and you're giving them value. Right when you connect with someone,
then you add value.
That next day they're going to see your post.
Yeah, exactly. We're not saying. Yeah, I think that's an important point. We should be talking about this more.
Yeah.
We're not saying. To me, why are you talking about connection request? Just so you say hello to somebody.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? It's what happens after the connection request. That is what matters.
Yeah.
That is it. The connection request is just like. It's a small piece of it, but I do understand. Yeah, so again, Monica called this out. Monica Kenter, what's up, Monica? I think it's important to follow up with a personal message after. I like that a lot more.
Yeah.
So,
question from Lance. We get this a lot.
Yeah, I like this. Lance Vaughn, Senior Director of Innovation at iTexico.
Cool. So when we write a post, we're not supposed to link an inspiring article or book and share what we learned from it? Okay, you can link it, but link it in the comments. Don't put it in the body.
That's right.
You can tag, like you want to talk about a book that you learned from, tag the author. Like tag the book if there's a page on it. Like hashtag and talk about the book. If it's an article, tag Forbes. If that's where you're reading it from. Give your own insights and then put the link in the comments, not in the body. If you put it in the body, LinkedIn doesn't like that you're sending people off the platform. It's going to penalize that, which isn't good. This also really challenges you to actually offer value because so often people just post an article or say like, this was inspiring to me or check this out. Like, no, this forces you to write your own thoughts about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, look, you're on LinkedIn, you're just consuming information. Mm-hmm. Don't make me work for it. Say, these are the 3 things that inspired me, to Courtney's point. And look, Lance, if you want to share the article, share the article. I don't give a shit. We don't care. Share whatever you want. What we are saying is that if you want your inspirational message to reach more people, have an original opinion about what inspires you and put it in the comments.
Yeah, great example of this is our
It's a great question, by the way.
It is. Our friend Francois, he does a really good job of summarizing articles, of summarizing podcasts, LinkedIn Lives, in a really strong and value-driven way. So that's a good example of who to look at for that type of content. Kara, will you drop his LinkedIn profile in here? He does it really well. Francois,
yeah. Francois does a good job.
He does a great job. Oh, a question for Courtney.
This is a good one here. David says, I like that. You're paid to do this, so you're an expert. So I don't know if that's like a dig at you or not, because I said like you're paid. It's more like...
No, yeah. I mean, I think it's just getting over imposter syndrome, right?
That's right. Because this is the type of post that people put when they feel like... Because here's the thing. You know who decides if you're an expert? The market. There's only one people that get to decide if you're an expert. It's the market. And if they like what you have to say and they think and it works, amazing. If not, you're not an expert. It's that binary.
Yeah.
I don't get to decide who's an expert. Courtney doesn't. You don't get to decide. The market decides. And that's a beautiful part about being an expert, right?
Yeah.
Anybody can be an expert.
No, anyone's an expert. I'm in my mid-20s and I have 5 years of experience, and I consider myself an expert because I get
you're in
paid
the top, like,
for what I do, and I love what I do, and I'm constantly learning. And I have that imposter syndrome because I'm like, oh, I'm in this industry, I'm so young, like I'm so like. But also, social media has been around for like.
But here's the thing, but you put out more posts and you've looked at the data.
Exactly. So you can be an expert. You can be a high school kid and be a social media expert or an SEO expert or copywriting expert or whatever expert you are. Like, it doesn't matter your age or your experience. The market decides if you're an expert or not. And if you're getting, paid and can give value, that's you're an expert. Okay. Kelly said she has a question for Courtney, and I'm excited that you called me out. Thanks, Kelly. I love your LinkedIn header image. Do you think it actually brings value to your page, or is it just for fun? And I appreciate it because I'm in marketing. Thank you. I like it too. I made it on Canva in 2 seconds with a LinkedIn header template. So go check that out. It's free. And do I think it adds value? Yeah, I think header images definitely add value. I think they can kind of add more context. I think if you have a really good one, like yours definitely makes you look like this badass sales leader, speaker. It's really cool. I don't really like when people have forests or trees or an ocean. But if that suits you, it's fine. It shall have something. But yeah, I mean, I think it does bring value.
It's your brand.
It's your brand.
It's whatever you want to say is your brand. So, all right, we're gonna take 2 more questions. So let's keep them coming here. Yeah, I really like this idea. A couple people put in here with videos and voicemails, so I'm just going to comment on this more than anything. When you connect with someone, a lot of people don't even know this. There's a little microphone. You can send a personal voicemail to someone. Do that all day. Those are some of my favorite messages. When people DM me a voicemail, I listen to it because guess what? It has to be customized. You can't copy and paste it. I know that person took the time to make a message for me. And if you click, there's a little plus button. When you're in your messages to send to people, then you'll see one that says video. Then you can send a personalized video to somebody. I'm a massive fan. If I was in prospecting today, if I was in sales development or in sales today, well, I guess I am. But I would only send voicemails and videos on LinkedIn. I would almost stop emailing. I would stop. I mean, maybe I'd use a combo, but I just feel like the voicemail drop and the video drop again. And by the way, you can only do this on mobile. Don't ask me why. It's on your mobile app. The LinkedIn mobile app is the only place you can send a voicemail or record a video.
I love them. I love when I get the voice messages. I think they're so cool. And it takes 2 seconds to do. Except for if you have to re-record it because it's a great one.
Yeah, so Monica said, do you have any data on how your posts are being penalized when you include? I mean, yeah, we've got a ton. I mean, look, I haven't posted a link in my LinkedIn post in almost a year. I think literally it's been at least 8 months. Mm-hmm. And I can just, it's more, again, we look at what works and what doesn't. And if you want, the easiest thing you can do is go look at whatever company you work for, go look at their LinkedIn post and how terrible the engagement is, and just test for yourself. I don't know if there's a specific data point.
There is. So we can categorize in our analytics platform by post type. So we can see text-based posts versus video versus photo versus links versus articles, all of that. Those links are just terrible. They're the worst of all of them.
But let's do that. Kara, why don't we make a point? Can we do some analysis and do let's analyze 100 posts that are similar follower account, similar that, and just analyze with links and without. So we'll
make
put
a note
that
of
out.
that. Let's make.
Because I think we can do that pretty quick, and we'll give you the numbers. We just have looked anecdotally, and I just know it. I know better at this point. I would just never do it. I would just never link because every time we do.
And I get it. It sounds counterintuitive, and it sounds so weird. It's not what you do on other platforms. Facebook favors links in articles. It's crazy. I know, and as someone who's had plenty of experience in every platform, it made me super uncomfortable at first, and I thought it looked really weird. But when you see the results and you A/B test it, it's crazy.
Yeah. All right. So, how do you want to wrap up? Do you have a question? What haven't we talked about that you feel like people need to know? You talk to a lot of people.
Yeah. What haven't we talked about? I I think a big thing is just how much we've dove deep into the algorithm, and I can give a really quick, just like 3 steps of how it works. So when you put your post out, it goes into 3 buckets. It's either spam, which is easy to filter to get around. Yeah. Just don't spam. Low quality or high quality. And the separating low quality and high quality is the hard part. So that's where our recommendations come in. The more of our recommendations you add, it's going to go in that higher quality bucket. So if it's low quality, they're going to show it's like 100 people. Yep. If it's high quality, they'll show it's like 1,000 people. And as long as it keeps getting engagement, it keeps having its shelf life. So that getting it from low quality to high quality, that's like should be your first goal if you're not seeing a ton of engagement right now.
Yeah, and I think that it's about testing. Somebody wrote that. Like, yeah. Again, you know, we learned a lot of this anecdotally because we didn't have the data. Like there was no, before like we started partnering with the data provider, we didn't have this data either. We were just doing a lot of like guesswork to see like what was working and what's not. So just test and don't worry about it. You know, like you're trying to find a way to produce high quality and whatever that means for you. You don't have to listen to any of the advice. What we're just trying to tell you is, again, what the algorithm says, what works, what doesn't work. So, you know, you can do it or not do it. If you like to send personalized notes, send personalized notes. I don't really give a shit. Do it. If it makes you feel good, if you're like, I think that it's high quality and that people need it, then by all means do it, my friend. So if you want, what, Kara, YouTube?
Yes, YouTube. Yeah, we will have this whole recording on YouTube. Kara will drop the link to Jake's YouTube page, and we'll have that up shortly.
That's right. You should check it out. We've got like 300 sales videos on there.
It's really good.
If you're like, hey, my sales team needs training, don't pay us or me $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000 a day, whatever it is. Just go to YouTube. We've spent a lot of time on our YouTube channel. There's just so much free value. So go check it out. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Do not forget, on Friday at 9 a.m. Central, the recap will drop. What's the topic for this week? Inbound? Is it inbound this week?
Inbound.
Did I just make it inbound?
You did make it inbound. We got to center it around the Chiefs win. So if we can tie that in somehow.
As much Chiefs paraphernalia and innuendos as you can handle.
If you guys have either a question for Jake, for Ask Jake Anything, let us know. We can include that in the recap. If you have anything in the news you want Jake to comment on, although I'm sure we'll be talking about Super Bowl, let us know. And if there's a topic you want Jake to dive deeper on, let us know. Shoot me a DM, shoot Jake a DM, comment. We want to hear your thoughts and recommendations, and we want to put out value that you guys need.
Love it. And also, this is fun.
This is fun, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad. I mean, I'm not glad you got the flu, though. I'm not glad, Andres, that you got the flu, but this is kind of fun, too.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Remember, every Monday, 12 Eastern, every Friday, 9. Well, let's just go 10 Eastern since we're just on the Eastern kick. 12 and 10, right? You can get the latest and greatest on what we're up to. Have a great Monday, everyone. Go Chiefs.
Bye.
Quick announcement. We have invested a lot of time into YouTube, so go over to my YouTube channel, just type in Jake Dunlap, click the little bell, and you'll get notified every time we upload a video. We have over almost 300 videos now. Anything you want to know about sales, sales leadership, so get over and subscribe.